Most people walk through life believing that money is their problem, that the world is unfair, that the system is rigged, and that wealth is something reserved for a chosen few. But the truth is far more unsettling and far more empowering. The reason why nearly 90% of people remain poor or financially stuck forever is not because they don't earn enough, or because they don't have opportunities, or because they weren't born into the right family. It's because they follow a silent script written into their habits, beliefs, and emotions. A script that ensures they never escape a life of financial struggle. Today, I want to rip that script apart, expose the invisible traps that keep millions of people poor their entire lives, and show you how to avoid becoming part of the 90% who stay stuck no matter how hard they work. Because once you understand these traps, deeply, honestly, painfully, you cannot unsee them. You begin to notice them everywhere, in your family, in your friends, in your coworkers, in yourself. And with that awareness comes a power most people never experience, the power to rewrite your financial future. Let's start with the biggest trap of them all, the one that shapes everything else, the belief that money is meant to be spent. From childhood, society trains people to be consumers. Commercials, entertainment, culture, everything conditions you to think the purpose of earning money is to enjoy it right away. People get paid and immediately start thinking about what they want to buy. Clothes, gadgets, food, subscriptions, things that disappear as quickly as the money that paid for them. This is the consumer mindset, and it is the primary reason most people stay poor forever. Because when you see money as something to spend, it will always vanish. But wealthy people think differently. They see money as a seed, something meant to grow, not disappear. They think, how do I multiply this? Not, how do I use this? That one shift in mindset separates those who constantly lose money from those who build wealth quietly and steadily. But the second trap is even more dangerous because it blinds people completely. The trap of financial ignorance and unawareness. Most people don't truly know where their money goes. They guess, they assume, they hope it balances out, but they never track their spending with precision. They don't analyze their expenses. They don't understand their patterns. They don't measure their progress. And what you don't measure, you cannot control. People say they're broke, but when asked to list their expenses, they can't. They say they want to save, but they don't know how much they actually spend on things that sabotage their goals. Wealthy people aren't smarter. They are simply more aware. They use numbers as tools. They track, measure, and adjust. Meanwhile, the 90% wander through financial fog, living month to month with no clarity, and confusion always leads to loss. Then comes the third trap, the one that silently ruins decades of potential, underestimating the power of small habits. Most people believe wealth comes from big income, big opportunities, big events. They imagine that one day something huge will happen, a promotion, a windfall, a breakthrough, and that will magically change their financial life. But wealth doesn't work like that. Wealth is not built in giant leaps, it is built in tiny steps. Small savings repeated, small investments repeated, small improvements repeated, small self-discipline repeated. The problem is that humans are terrible at noticing the long-term consequences of small habits. They think, it's just $5, it's just one treat, it's just one day without saving, it's just 1 month without investing. But every one of those choices is a vote for the future you create. The trap is believing small decisions don't matter. The truth is that everything is small at first, and then it becomes your entire life. The fourth trap, and one of the hardest to break, is emotional spending. Most people don't spend because they need something. They spend because they feel something. Anxiety, stress, boredom, sadness, loneliness, insecurity. Emotions become financial triggers. Shopping becomes therapy. Food becomes comfort. Entertainment becomes escape. People use money to regulate feelings, not to build freedom. But emotions change faster than income. And when your emotional life controls your financial life will always remain unstable. Wealthy individuals develop emotional intelligence around money. They separate feelings from decisions. They understand that temporary emotions should never dictate long-term consequences. Poor individuals stay trapped because they treat money like medication, and that medication has side effects that last a lifetime. Then there is the trap of living for the short term. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, even when they don't have to. They think about the next weekend, the next desire, the next comfort. They do not think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now. They have no long-term plan, no compounding strategy, no vision, no patience. And because they don't think long-term, they don't act long-term. The wealthy think in decades. The poor think in days. The wealthy plant seeds. The poor harvest too early. The wealthy delay gratification. The poor seek gratification instantly. And this mindset alone determines financial destiny. Another trap that locks people into poverty is the belief that more income will solve everything. People constantly say, if I just earn more, everything would be fine. But it's not true. Because income doesn't fix behavior. Income doesn't fix financial illiteracy. Income doesn't fix impulsive habits. Income doesn't fix emotional spending. Income doesn't fix lack of discipline. Income simply amplifies who you are. If you cannot manage a small amount of money, you will mismanage a large amount just as quickly. This is why people earning $30,000 a year can be broke, and people earning $300,000 a year can also be broke. Wealth is not built by earning more. Wealth is built by using what you earn with intention. The next trap is one of the most tragic: procrastination. People think they have time. They believe they will save later, invest later, learn later, fix their finances later. But later becomes never. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become decades. A person can waste the prime years of their life waiting for the perfect moment, a moment that never comes. Meanwhile, compounding, the most powerful force in finance, slips through their fingers. Every month you delay investing is a month you never get back. Every year you delay building skills is a year of lost income growth. Every time you procrastinate on improving your finances, your future becomes harder. The wealthy act early. The poor delay endlessly. Then comes another silent trap: comfort. Comfort destroys potential. People choose comfort today over freedom tomorrow. They stay in a job they hate because learning a new skill is uncomfortable. They avoid investing because researching is uncomfortable. They avoid budgeting because self-honesty is uncomfortable. They avoid building a side income because effort is uncomfortable. But comfort creates stagnation. Stagnation creates decay, and decay creates poverty. Wealthy people embrace temporary discomfort to build permanent freedom. The poor embrace temporary comfort and create permanent struggle. Another powerful trap is social pressure and comparison. People spend money to appear successful, not to become successful. They buy clothes, cars, gadgets, trips, and luxuries, not because they add long-term value to their life, but because they fear looking broke or feeling behind. The tragedy is that trying to look wealthy is the fastest way to stay poor. True wealth is quiet. It grows silently. It doesn't need validation. People who build wealth don't chase appearances. They chase independence. People who stay poor chase approval. This trap alone keeps millions stuck forever. Then, perhaps the deepest trap of all, identity. People stay poor because they believe poor is who they are. They say things like, I'm bad with money, I'll never be rich, wealth isn't for people like me, I'm just not good at saving, I'll always struggle. Identity creates behavior. Behavior creates habits. Habits create results. Results reinforce identity. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles financially, you will subconsciously sabotage opportunities that contradict that identity. You won't seek knowledge. You won't trust yourself to invest. You won't take action. You'll stay in the loop. Wealthy people build an identity first. The bank account follows later. They say, I'm a builder, I'm an investor, I'm disciplined, I'm capable of growth, before they ever see the results on paper. Identity comes before transformation. So how do you escape these traps? How do you break free from the cycle that holds 90% of people hostage? You begin by awakening, by seeing the traps clearly, by refusing to live on autopilot. You develop awareness, tracking your money, analyzing your habits, understanding your patterns. You cut financial leaks. You create a small emergency cushion to break the cycle of panic. You build skills, real skills, that increase your earning potential. You avoid lifestyle inflation and live below your means temporarily. You automate investing and saving. You start early. You start small, but you start consistently. You adopt long-term thinking. You unlearn emotional spending. You prioritize growth over comfort. And above all, you rewrite your identity into someone who builds wealth intentionally. Because staying poor is not about lack of opportunity. It's about lack of awareness, lack of discipline, and lack of internal transformation. The moment you shift who you are, everything you do begins to change. And when your actions change, your financial destiny changes. If this message opened your eyes, if it made you uncomfortable, if it made you reflect, then good. That means it's working. Awareness is the first step to transformation. And if you're ready to step out of the 90% and into the 10% who build wealth intentionally, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below what trap you're escaping today. Because now that you know the truth, the only question left is whether you will act on it.